And we are live. And is anyone there? Probably not, because this is very spontaneous. And I guess we will wait and see if anyone decides to join us. Wait and see. Wait and see. Normally we announce in advance, but we haven't done one in a while. And we sat there and said, well, let's jump on and see if anybody pops in. And LPH will be joining me here shortly. She's upstairs and she will soon be downstairs and joining in the conversation if there's anyone to talk to. And normally we do get a bunch of people on there. I don't know if anybody can hear me. There's Robert. Hello, Robert. Can you hear me? And there seems to be a little flutter there. And I wonder if that's YouTube or if it's the computer doing that. Can anybody see that from the outside? Now that people, there's John. Can you hear us okay? And is the image quality all right? Because we're seeing it popping up and down there. Dr. Skellenstein. And I don't know if it's us or if it's YouTube making it pop up and down. John says he can hear us. Okay. Or hear me. It's not us quite yet. We're getting there. There's a reflection right there, too. Ultron Kaiju. Oh, and there's LPH. There she is.
Hi, guys. How are y'all, Dr. Skellenstein? How are you?
Skellenstein or Skellenstein.
Afro Kaiju.
Yeah.
How you doing?
There you go again. Altriel.
His name is going to be Afro Ultron from Kaiju. Now on.
Afro Kaiju actually sounds kind of neat, though. You just get an Ultraman with a big afro.
Yeah.
It's popping intermittently, but nothing bad. That little skip that we're seeing, I guess, they're seeing it out there. Too? Oh, I'm not sure what that is, though.
Yeah. Hopefully the Wi-Fi holds up.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what happens here.
So how's everybody been doing? Seeing any good movies lately? Any good TV shows?
We haven't seen a movie since we saw Batman.
We went to see the Batman. We actually went on opening night. We did. We went on opening night and we saw it, and we both thought it was very good. We did a review.
It's a different, we did a no spoiler review because we didn't want to give too much away for people, because a lot of people, they get tired of certain things with Batman. Batman's very played out. There's not too much more you can do with Batman, but the version that they did was interesting, and now we've seen the deleted scene with the Joker.
Yeah, and we saw it.
Kind of feels like a Heath Ledger much older, like 20 years later Heath Ledger version of the Joker. Weird, very weird scene.
Fine here is part of the country.
Fine here is
and we saw the deleted scene from that on yesterday. And it makes me wonder, are they going to do something with that guy? Because the scene he did was very good, I thought. But I'm still liking Joaquin Phoenix. And I know they spoke with him and everybody agreed that they would come back for a second film. So I don't know. But they got so many multiverse and so many different splits. They can do something.
And that gets so weird. And that's why that's why Crisis on Infinite Earths happened in the first place, where in the DC universe, they killed all of those universes and characters. They had this big thing where they all came together and they wiped most of them out so that they could get rid of all those side storylines and start from scratch. And here they are again, neck deep in multiverses.
Yeah, so who knows? But we thought the film was pretty good. And, hopefully that guy sticks around and it continues to go on the path it's going on. Nothing political, no agendas, just a good movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. They need to make more movies with other characters other than the new story. Yeah. And I like that it wasn't an origin story, that they didn't start it
That's
from
what a
the
lot of
beginning.
people were worried about.
You know, it was, I guess, a little origin of the Riddler. A little bit.
Yeah, but not a Batman origin.
Because how many times you need to retell a story of Batman? Really?
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's how often it needs to happen.
And it was more realistic. It didn't seem fanciful.
Yeah.
So it was a very realistic movie. So that made it good.
It wasn't like 89 Batman with the dragster mobile. That thing was just so. I mean, they even knew it too. They couldn't even have the vehicle turn a corner in the film. He had to shoot a grappling hook around a telephone pole to make a left turn in the film. Oh, Max Mueller.
Hey, Max Mueller, how are you?
Yeah, just spontaneously popping on for a live because we haven't done one in forever.
Yeah, we haven't done one in a long time and wanted to say hey to everybody.
Like to be able to do one more regularly.
Yeah, we had a lot going on. And today we had some time and said we're going to come in for a few minutes and just wave.
See if anybody's out there.
Mm-hmm.
See if anybody's paying attention.
Is anybody out there?
Yeah.
You know what that's
Hello,
from?
hello.
Hello, hello.
Can anybody hear me? Somebody gets that reference.
Yep.
I know somebody gets that reference. So, yeah, we just did Toylanta. It was the last show we did. Was
last
Toylanta
week,
/ Joe Lanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was last week, and we saw a lot of familiar faces.
Yes,
waved at a lot of people, so that was fun.
Yeah,
talking and picking up some things. So that was always good. Of course, we filmed it, and that's up for you to watch. Had a question for you guys. Will you ever stop collecting once the museum gets filled up?
That's what totes are for.
No, I actually say, and I'm going to do it. I'm backing off of collect. I'm not getting rid of anything, but I'm not going to be buying new things for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not getting rid of what I have. I just want to back off for a while because it's a lot of new things coming out, and a lot of it is like, okay, yeah, this is okay. And for me, it's not too many retro things that I'm into. Not like David. David's into everything that's retro, every toy line. Me, I'm not so much. It's a handful, and I've dabbled into those handfuls, and I'm satisfied with the things that I have. But I want to do other things now, so I want to back off. Mm-hmm. But not get rid of anything.
That's also why we do the weekly roundup, and I'm like, I don't. Do you like this? I don't know, because I don't want to jump off into something new and get pulled down there again, get pulled down some rabbit hole. And there's so much vintage stuff that this stuff I don't know if I'll ever complete the lines, because there are certain pieces that are so hard to find, or things like that. Or it's real expensive if you can find it, or even if it's not. Like, actually, I just finished, you saw the last unboxing, the Knickerbocker Snoopy little 5-inch figures.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 3.
Oh,
but it took
I thought it was one more.
But it took well, there's a bath time, but I think that's a larger scale. But and then of course the Snoopy and Belle, which you see right here behind me, which are like 9 inches tall. But the 5-inch ones, there's only 3, but it took like 2 years to find all 3 boxed versions.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not worth much. I mean, they're probably most like $50 a piece.
Yeah.
It's so hard to complete certain lines.
Plus, the toy room is already full. We got a ton of toys.
We get a lot of.
We got a lot of stuff in totes and boxes and in the closet. And like recently, a few months ago, I took down all of my Ninja Turtles, boxed them up, and put something else in its spot, just to get things rotated, to see what's what you have, put it out, get it dusted off, give it some air time, But I don't know. I just want to back off for a little while.
Yeah.
But John was saying, going back to movies, that the problem with newer movies is that they try to put in their politics or their way of thinking.
Yeah.
And that's true. And that's why we don't watch too much new movies or new TV shows. Now, we did watch Reacher, and we just finished that last night.
It's only like 8 episodes because a season nowadays is like nothing.
Yeah, it's like 8 to 10 episodes. Not like in the 80s where it was like 26, 28 episodes.
Yeah, it had to cover half the months of the year, and then they would repeat those for the other half of the year until the new season started.
Yeah.
And that's how that works. So if you missed it, there was no rewind, there was no streaming, there was nothing like that. You had to wait until the repeat came on in the off season, and then you may not ever see it again unless it gets picked up in syndication for like a rerun on a UHF station.
Yeah, but back to the show. We watched that. We just got finished, and that was a good show. No political agenda, no politics, no forcing a way of thinking. It was just a storyline that they stuck to.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was actually a pretty good show. We were kind of worried about it. So we watched the first episode and we were like, okay, as long as it stay like this, we could do it. And it did. It stayed that way for the whole 8 episodes. And that's on Amazon Prime. So it's a good show if you want to watch a good TV show.
Yeah.
But again, we don't watch too many new shows or movies because they push too much on you. And it's like, all I want to do is sit down and watch a TV show, watch a movie without being bombarded with your way of
into something.
Your way of thinking, which might not be mine. Just tell the story and leave all the extra stuff out of it. It said, really enjoy the videos you guys made from your time in Atlanta. Thank you. And Patrick
Peluso
is here.
Has joined us.
Patrick.
Oh, you mean the Toylanta video? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Although there's always the one guy. You're going too fast.
Somebody said that I was going too fast.
Everyone. It's always the same person. I'm not going to name names, but they always say that it's going too fast, and it makes me think of who remembers Taxi, the show Taxi. And Jim is getting his driver's license, and he's trying to get help, and he's like, "What does a yellow light mean?" And Jim is mentally ill. He said, "What does a yellow light mean?" And Wheeler goes, "Slow down." He's whispering to him. They're in the DMV, and he goes, "What does a yellow light mean?" He goes, "Slow down." What does? And they stretch that scene out for like 4 minutes, and Wheeler's like this, and he's like, "It means slow down." And then, of course, Reverend Jim Ignatowski says it even slower, and everybody's just like turning away. It was a hilarious scene. There's William Randall.
Yeah. I'm actually starting a new collection of vintage fast food premiums. Glasses, McDonald's character, Star Wars, Burger King, and Burger Chef. And other ones too. Okay, that's cool.
Some of that's not too hard to pick up because they made so much of it.
Like we saw a bunch of them actually. Somebody at Toylanta, one of the dealers had a bunch.
Was it Toylanta, or are you thinking of the
one we were just to last week?
The retro swap.
No, the one we were just at last week. That was Toylanta. Somebody had a ton of glasses there.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about.
Because he said he wanted glasses. Didn't he say glasses?
Yeah, glasses and other premiums. But a lot of that, of course, the further back you go, the harder it is to find, because kids played with that stuff and it got lost. But as you get closer and closer to where we are now, it gets easier to find, especially the 90s stuff.
Prime.
Illmatic Prime is with us. Thanks for joining us. But there's what I would like to find. There was a premium, and I want to say it's from the late 70s, and it's Ronald McDonald. The Happy Meal containers were boats. It was like a shell with a platform, and it came with a set of stickers to put on for the windows and stuff, and it was like a riverboat and a submarine and stuff like that. And they did a 4-week promotion like they always do, and you pull the top off and there's your meal, but then you can take it home and it's a boat, and you can put it in your bathtub or whatever. And what the premise was that I don't know if this still exists. In the 70s and 80s, there was a Ronald McDonald riverboat that was on the Mississippi River,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a floating restaurant.
Okay.
It was an actual McDonald's riverboat, and they were like, "Yeah, let's make toys of this." And I would love to find those. I bet you can't find 10 of them on eBay, and they're probably not worth that much either. They probably don't go for a whole crap ton. But a lot of those old prizes and glasses, and even the plates. The McDonald's made a ton of collector plates. They're plastic. They're plastic, but they got great images on them. They did a ton of them in the 70s and 80s. They don't go for a ton of money.
William Randall said he just finished the Mandalorian puzzle, and he just finished watching the Book of Boba Fett, and he enjoyed it.
Oh, you like the Book of Boba? On bootleg DVD. Oh,
but he still watched it.
I heard a lot of ups and downs on Book of Boba Fett. It's like an episode people liked, an episode they didn't, an episode they liked, and it's like.
Well, you gotta figure out. You gotta watch stuff for yourself because you can't always take somebody else's word for it.
Because people were kicking the crap out of Batman before it came out.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, we'll go and see it and find out. And we saw it and we actually liked it.
Yeah, because I was actually excited about seeing it. I wanted to see that guy, Patterson, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Because I've only ever seen one movie he was in, and that was not Twilight.
No.
And I know just from seeing pictures of him and stuff like that, that he has this real depressed attitude and depressed look to him. In the movie that I saw him in, he was like this really depressed guy, and he really could do that well. So I figured, well, Batman, he might be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
And I think he did a good job of pulling off the grief, the anguish, the exhaustion, just the every emotion that's depressing of Batman out there. I think he pulled that off really good.
Yeah, he did a good job on that. The one thing I was really worried about was it's going to turn into the Catwoman movie, because Catwoman can be a really overbearing character. And I was just like, oh, God, please don't go down that road. And they kind of didn't. And people tried to ruin the premise, too, because they were like, oh, well, he just falls in love with Catwoman instantly. No, he didn't. There's no love affair. There's no love interest going on there.
They kissed once.
Yeah, well, she kissed him.
Yeah.
But, he's too broody for all that to even have a relationship, period. It didn't cross his mind.
Yeah.
And you could feel it. You could tell. And I was like, you didn't even see the film yet. You're telling me that, oh, he falls in love with Catwoman. No, he didn't.
Because they saw, and it's just like what we said about the Masters of the Universe from
Revelations
from Netflix.
Yeah.
One person watched it and made a video, and 100 people watched their review video and copied it and said almost things word for word and never saw the show. And you could tell.
We all know it was Clownfish.
Well,
everybody copied what Clownfish said.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
But
without trying to get into it with Clownfish, but they made those comments first, and then everybody said the same thing they said.
And it's like, at least go and do, if you say, well, I want to comment and make a video on something, a movie, a TV show, a book, a comic book, whatever it is, at least read it, at least watch it, and form your own opinion about it, and then say, okay, I watched it, this is my opinion based on what I saw. We actually went out, bought our tickets, and watched the Batman movie. And the review that we did is based on what we saw, but yeah, we saw that thing. Somebody said, oh, they fell in love instantly. It's like, what movie did you see? And then somebody else was saying that
they saw Batman 2 with
Michelle
Pfeiffer, and that's the film they were watching.
Yeah, and then somebody was saying that they didn't explain who the Riddler were. And Riddler.
Oh, it's explained in great detail.
Yeah, I mean, if
he lays the whole thing out towards the end of the film, and you're like, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's why you're upset. And if you missed it, then you had to have gotten up, went to the bathroom, get another thing of popcorn, or
get that free refill.
Yeah, because it was laid out who the Riddler is, why he's doing what he's doing, where he came from, how he got in that situation. All of that was explained. So, at least watch the thing for yourself before you comment. Now,
Logic Blasters joined us.
Prime is saying something about D-Box XD.
I guess in the theater the seats they vibrate or something. Is that correct? Because we're not too familiar with that. If you could elaborate a little bit.
And then,
but yeah, like I was saying, Logic Blaster has joined us. He said, "Great to catch us live." And Exotic Car Facts is here. And John McJunkin said that he wished Adam West did a cameo in the original Batman movie, the '89 Batman with Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
I think he should have been Alfred. I think that would have been interesting to have.
But Alfred is always a British guy.
Yeah, but Adam West is actually a lot better of an actor than he's given credit for, simply because he's stereotyped as the comedic version of Batman because it was meant to be a parody of the show.
And John is saying that he did watch it. Wait,
goodness,
no, that was Wham Randall. Okay, yeah, you didn't give your money to Disney. You just wanted to watch it, and that's good. You got a chance to see it. And that's
remember when we were kids?
Great to catch you live. Okay.
You remember when we were kids and Disney really was the Magic Kingdom? Now they're like the evil empire, and everybody hates them. Because it really was. It was magic. It was like, wow, Mickey Mouse, wow, Disney. Yeah. It was so great. And now it's just like, what happened to them?
Yeah, I went to Disney World, and it was fun. I went as a kid, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun when I went as a kid. I always wanted to go back. I went back another time as a teenager, and God, the lines, like 3 hours just to get on a ride. And I'm like, yeah. So I don't know. Yes, the box seats move and vibrate, and with the action in the film.
I see.
Okay.
I thought it was.
No, we just go to the cheap films. NGC, they just got some seats. It reclines, and that's all you're gonna get.
He wants us to try it.
I don't know if it's a place like that. Well, who does that?
Around here? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Does it cost more?
Probably.
They get enough of our money. It's like you have a gun to your head when you go to the concession stand.
Yeah.
Like you're going out for a real restaurant.
Hey,
Fandom Saint is there. Fandom D Saint.
Fandom D Saint.
What does the D stand for?
Fandom Dare You Saint.
Oh yeah. Dangerous.
I
don't know. It might be something to that. Oh, our next show that's coming up is the Toy Swap Meet in Powder Springs. We mentioned that previously, and we'll bring it up again on the next roundup. But the Toy Swap Meet in Powder Springs, and we did a film of it the last time that we went, a couple of, because it's every 2 months. First Saturday of every second month. So the last one was in February. Yeah.
This one is in April.
It's a bigger event than you might think, and it's busy.
And they have a lot of nice things.
It was like 90% vintage.
Yeah.
And we love to see, even if it's not anything we personally want. We like seeing a lot of the vintage.
And we did videotape it, of course.
Yes.
So you can always watch the video.
We'll film this next one also. It's going to be 60 plus, and it's being hosted by Retroville Collectibles. To the manga anime called One Piece, it's still a mystery. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with One Piece. I never really got into it, but I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
My youngest likes One Piece.
Oh, does he?
He does. He likes to watch that.
Okay.
He watches it in Japanese and he reads the subtitles. But we will film it again. And if you are in the Powder Springs area, if you happen to be in Georgia, we are going to be setting up a table there.
Yeah, we were setting up a table.
Yeah, we talked to
sales and stuff.
Talked to Retroville, and he was like, I'll save a table spot for you. And so we will be doing that. It's an outdoor show.
Thank goodness they didn't have internet.
Oh yeah.
Film reviews back when Howard the Duck came out. I'm proud to be able to say that I wasted $3.50.
Yeah.
At the box office. It's made me better critic.
Yeah, way to go, Marvel. Bestiality. Real interesting take for, because there's some weird stuff in that movie.
Oh, is it?
Howard the Duck is an anamorphic duck.
Oh, is it?
He's like a duck man.
Uh-huh.
And he had a couple of cameos in Guardians of the Galaxy. But you knew he got with this woman. It's like, wait a minute, what kind of film are we watching here? It's a bizarre film. It's up there with the Garbage Pail Kids. Who remembers the live action 80s Garbage Pail Kids?
I thought that was a cartoon.
Not Cabbage Patch Kids.
I know Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids had a live action film.
Oh, did it?
Creepy, weird looking, hard to. I don't know. It's one of, you know how some films are so bad they're fun, and they belong on like Mystery Science Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are in that list. The 80s had some great films.
We just saw one, Pin, P-I-N.
Oh yeah,
that movie was creepy and weird.
It was a thriller.
Yeah,
Who saw Pin? I think it was a Canadian film.
It was a Canadian film. It has the guy that was on Lost. The guy, I don't know I can't remember his name on Lost, but he was the guy that was paralyzed, and he became kind of like the leader.
Okay.
Kind of like the leader, I guess. But anyway, he was in it, and he had this mannequin, and boy, his son got obsessed with that mannequin. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a weird movie.
It was a real weird movie, and then you're sitting there thinking the whole time, trying to figure out, is Pin real? Is he not real? And then you get to the end, and you're like, oh my god, yeah. Hello.
Oh, John Frosnick.
Yep. You got two Johns
Welcome
in the
aboard.
house.
John McJunkin asking about Man from Atlantis. I do remember that. Wasn't that only like one season? And it was in the like early to mid 80s. I do remember that. Actually, Man from Atlantis. It is a few obscure shows. Who remembers the Invisible Man with the guy from who played Ilya Kuryakin in Man from U.N.C.L.E.? One season wonder. He was also in Sapphire and Steel, but I think that was a British show. Also one season. Except for Man from U.N.C.L.E., he was in a lot of one season wonders.
They need to do the Submariner movie.
Submariner.
Oh, Submariner
movie. Is he still going to have the little wings on his ankles?
What's the point in that?
The original Submariner was drawn with little teeny tiny wings on his ankles, and he could fly.
With those wings?
I don't know if the wings are what made him fly. I don't remember. You can have to ask Jack Kirby. But just, if they do a modern Submariner, they might want to do away with those little wings. Oh, William Randall says he also got Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on bootleg. Yeah, the 80s Saturday morning Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and he was with Iceman and Firestar. And Firestar was not a Marvel character. They wrote her in for that show.
Oh, okay.
So the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1 comic book, for anybody keeping track, anybody looking for hidden potential Grail comics, if they ever bring Firestar back, that issue's going to jump. Just throwing that out there. Oh, Stephen Moore in the UK.
Hey, Stephen Moore from the UK. John says that he paid to watch Megaforce. I don't know what Megaforce is.
I know that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I do know that. I know that movie. Oh God, if I can remember the name of the guy that was in it. I think it was the same actor who starred in the Shogun miniseries.
Is that a disaster film?
No, Megaforce? No, it's kind of like live action G.I. Joe, a raw era G.I. Joe, but written like it's a G.I. Joe cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that about right? Am I hitting it there? I think I'm thinking of the right movie.
Patrick Duffy from Dallas.
That's right. Man from Atlantis was Patrick Duffy.
Oh, poor Bobby.
He had to do something.
Yeah, but Pam just had that miscarriage.
She's currently, or we're currently watching Dallas. You know, we watch vintage TV shows.
Yeah, and on Saturdays we watch Dallas.
An episode at a time.
Episode a week.
We don't binge.
Nope. Episode a week. And then John says he saw the 2018 interview with Marty Abrams from Mego. It was interesting. We saw something with an interview with him. You remember when he was talking about how he went to jail and everything?
Oh,
I
he's
don't
in
know.
denial about a lot of that still.
He said he went to jail.
He did go to jail, but I
Yeah.
mean, in that interview, he was still in denial about Star Wars, though, about turning down that Star Wars contract. He'll never live that down. Although he might not, because their connection with Hasbro right now. Hasbro has authorized them to do Amigo Star Wars line.
Okay.
So that may happen. That's in the works, because they're already doing the G.I. Joe. I bet you it'll be expensive though.
William Randall said he just finished reading all 12 issues of the Batman Scooby-Doo mini mysteries. I don't know, Batman and Scooby-Doo, that seemed like it gets real.
They did it. They had a lot of crossovers in the 70s. Batman, they had Sonny and Cher on the show. They had the Harlem Globetrotters.
Well, but he said he read the book.
Okay.
Not the TV show. I know on the TV show it was a lot of different people on there. Wasn't the Beatles on there?
So I don't know about that.
It was a bunch of singers on there.
Captain and Tennille was on there. They had a lot of weird crossovers.
Out of sight.
On that show. Oh, out of sight, out of mind. You're out of touch. You're out of sight.
Yep. You're out.
Hey, it's been sometimes. Yeah, John says in the 80s Dallas was on Friday nights. It was Falcon Crest, right? Friday evening, like 10. It was on late.
Yeah, because we're gonna start watching Falcon's Crest next week. And guess what?
What?
Wonderful news came out.
Oh.
The new movie comes out May. We're going on opening night.
Oh.
Just like we did with the Batman.
I'll bring my pillow. But I'm not a huge fan of Downton Abbey.
So
I'll still go with you. I'll still go with you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a new comic series, William says.
Okay. Last issue just came out last month. Okay.
Does it have the same feel as the 70s Batman Scooby-Doo crossover? Is it that kind of approach? I'm curious. I'm not
a fan of Scooby-Doo. I never was.
I never was either, to be honest. And if you're really paying attention, if you go back far enough to Filmation's Archie's from 1968, I think that's when the show first came out. A lot of the gags and bits that from Hanna-Barbera's Scooby-Doo is borrowed from Filmation Archie's Saturday morning cartoon series.
Really? I like the pup named Scooby-Doo.
Nobody likes a pup named Scooby-Doo.
A pup named Scooby-Doo was the best. That was in that Warner. I think that was a Warner Brother time. It came out on the after school. They had a bunch of after school, and I think it came out with that.
Okay.
I think. Yes, it does, but in the modern time.
Yeah, so it's got the same feel, but it's set now. Okay.
I think the Dukes of Hazzard was 8 p.m. on Fridays. Whatever happened to good shows
on weeknights?
Yeah.
They don't write for us anymore. They write for themselves.
Yeah, and then a lot of it is teenager soap operas. A lot of that comes out. And I watched one. I actually watched the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, this is just awful. The writing, the acting, all of it. What was it? I think it was Roswell. It was some show. It ended up being a teenage show. And I thought, okay, well, the premise is pretty good. Let me just keep on watching. It was awful.
Yeah.
I prefer a pup named Steve.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you remember the Land of the Lost?
Logic Blaster.
Yep.
Talking here.
Mm-hmm.
Stop motion dinosaurs. Yeah, and that is probably one of the best of the Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday morning live action shows. They did a lot of live action shows, mostly with pup midgets in costumes and other people like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not. They were all comedies. But Land of the Lost was a drama, and it was being written by professional sci-fi writers. And it was actually a really good series up until the third season. And it's not that the writing got bad, but they replaced Dad. And that pissed a lot of people off. Dad figured out that he was getting ripped off. A little history there. And he confronted Sid and Marty Krofft. He was like, hey, you're doing all this franchising stuff, and my image is on things and, lunch boxes and whatever. Where's
Where's my money?
piece? And they fired him. They fired him and wrote the uncle into the show. And now we don't have a dad, we got an uncle. And it's like, okay, where the hell how did that happen? Even the way they explained it didn't make any sense, and people were frustrated with it. But it was one of their best shows.
Stephen Moore says him and his wife are watching a lot of older shows now. King Simba, David, greetings from Chicago.
Hello.
I am super excited for the Disney Plus Moon Knight show coming out soon. He is a terrific Marvel character and deserves more recognition.
Hopefully they don't mess it up. I mean, they've done good with it with the old Netflix show. Well, old already now, I guess you can call them old. They took some obscure characters people didn't pay much attention to, like Luke Cage, for example.
That was actually a good show. I was
Luke
surprised.
Cage was a good show. They did good with Luke Cage. They did good with Daredevil. They did good with the Punisher. Not so much with Iron Fist. Yeah, they had a lot of potential there, and I think they kind of blew it. And then what was the other one? Jessica Jones. I didn't watch that one, so I can't really comment on it. They have the potential to do really good with it. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll carry it on.
But isn't Disney going? Oh yeah, he did say Disney Plus is going to be carrying it.
And we don't have Disney Plus.
Like the only good show coming out of Marvel. Well, Marvel is getting so funny now.
Honestly, ever since Stan died, it's been getting kind of funky, and it's hit or miss with Marvel, especially after their Eternals debacle. And then what was the other one? The 10 Rings.
Yeah, that Rings.
Yeah, and then we didn't even want to see it because that interview with that actor, he was such a pompous prick.
That guy was so bad. And I was kind of excited about seeing it. I was going to go see it, and then I saw that interview.
We were curious about it. We're like, wow, ass. You know, in real life.
Yeah, because he was all outside of character. He was doing a interview. And they posted it up on YouTube, and it's like, did you mean to post it? Because of the things that he was saying.
Are you trying to end your career now?
Yeah, the way he was talking. I mean, he was talking about the director, the producers. He was talking about the studio. I mean, just tearing them to shreds.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. John says, I still watch reruns of MASH and Andy Griffin.
I love the Andy Griffin show.
Andy Griffin makes it cry. Show. Him and Opie.
You know what we're watching now that I love this show? Highway to Heaven.
Yeah,
I do really like that show. Didn't appreciate it when I was a kid. I didn't get it, but now I get it, and it's like, okay, this is actually a really well written show.
And we actually watching the TV series of Logan's Run.
Yeah, she's annoyed because of the childishness of the two main characters. But the thing you have to keep in mind with Logan's Run is that where they grew up, they didn't need to have any common sense. Yeah. So they can't think, which is why you have Rem. And Rem does the thinking for him. He's like, no, let me slow you down and explain. Rem's an android on the show. And that's why Rem is written in.
Yeah, to keep them to be logical and to help them slow down.
Yeah.
Steven said a word that you're looking for is woke. Yeah,
pretty much. And fandom says that the first season with Jessica Jones was good, and the rest was, eh.
Yeah,
I can see that. That's what DC does with all of their shows. I watched Flash and Arrow. First season I thought was all right, and then the next season it turns into a teenage soap opera, and it's like, what the hell is this crap? Hey, Black Knight 710 is there.
Hey, Black Knight, how you doing?
And yeah, you're right. John said that Walter Koenig from the original Star Trek wrote several of the Land of the Lost episodes. He did. He was a writer on that show.
Episodes. Okay, Johnny Quest, Highway to Heaven was great.
Yeah.
Michael Leonard
died way too young.
Yeah,
he did.
Spell check. Yeah.
I remember him on the Tonight Show talking about it to Johnny Carson while Johnny Carson was still the host. Johnny Carson, the last real talk show host. Late night talk show host before it all turned
political.
Yeah, before they all sold their souls. But yeah, you know where I'm going with that. But he was on there and he was saying that, I've got such and such disease. I probably only have a few months, and casually talking about it. And he said that And Johnny said, "Has anybody, people been reaching out to you?" And he says, "Yeah, and actually, a lot of people have been giving me cure suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Although, and the one that was the most interesting was this lady, and I'll paraphrase it a little bit here because this was a long time ago. We're talking Johnny Carson. He says that she said in her letter that you can get past the disease by having sex twice a day every day." And then he says, "My wife and I really appreciate that, but I don't think it's going to stop the disease." It was just really cute the way he did it. Watching that as a kid.
It ain't gonna stop no disease.
It can't hurt.
I watched all of the A-Team series in order, and it was really good until the last series. You said that the 4 main characters click so well, just like the original Star Trek.
Yeah, the first, there's 5 seasons of the A-Team. The last season, they didn't even finish the season; they cut it off, and that's where the guy from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a CIA agent, and he took over their operation. But the 4th season of the A-Team is the best of the series, but it's good right up until the last season, and it gets weird. It gets it gets wonky, and it's like, what is going on now? And Harry O likes Johnny Quest. I remember Johnny Quest.
I remember Quest.
Watching Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old one. That's going back to the 60s. It was in syndication forever, though, on Saturday mornings. Right up there with the Herculoids and some of that Herculoids, which was just a lot of screaming. Because it was always the animals, and he'd call forth the animals. Animals did was scream and yell and growl. Ridley Cinema's here.
How's your back?
Oh, your sleep schedule's all messed
up. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, you're not that late. It's only 40. Orville?
Orville?
I never heard of Orville. It's just like Next Generation. I once met the co-producer of Little House on the Prairie. He said that Miscellaneous was great to work with. I always heard.
I've heard that too. Even people who acted with him and stuff, and they were like, "Wow, he was so nice and so honest," and that's rare. That's rare, and it's a good thing. He was in television forever.
Oh, was he?
Because you got to reach back. Remember,
he was in Bonanza.
Well, yeah, that's a movie.
But I know, but he was in it.
How many seasons of Bonanza? 13? I'm thinking off the top of my head. I could be off on that, but it was in Bonanza, Little House on the Prairie, Highway to Heaven. After Highway to Heaven, he was starting another project when he got sick. He was in television for a long time, decades.
King Simba said, would you consider making some sweaters and t-shirts? You want to represent the channel.
Oh, wow. Cats on the logo. We talked about that before. We just, we got to come up with some design ideas, and we might do something like that. I don't know how many people would be interested in an Open by Chance t-shirt. It's not like we're on Pixel Dan's level here.
He could put David's face, a big picture of David's face right here on the chest.
Nobody wants that.
And it says, Open by Chance. Seth MacFarlane's space series. If you like Next Generation, I think you'll love it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I walked a mile for the first time in 6 months. Good.
Oh, okay,
it's
good.
Progress, but there's still a lot to go. Yeah, but you got to keep
push.
doing it.
You got to push.
You got to push yourself and don't stop. If you get tired, slow down.
Yeah.
If you're able to sit down for a minute and keep going. But you got to keep going.
Yeah, don't listen to the doctors.
Don't listen to your body. I mean, listen to your body, but don't listen when it says, "Oh, just stay in bed, stay in bed." Push yourself. The best space adventure show is the 70s Star Trek Battlestar Galactica. We saw that Space 1999, but Rogers. The worst was a show called Quark. Didn't you have a pop of that Quark?
No, there's no pop of Quark. Quark is it was a parody show, and it was designed to make fun of all the other space shows and space movies. It made fun of Star Trek, Star Wars, Rogers, all of it. And it only lasted, I want to say, 6 or 7 episodes.
Oh, wow.
And the star of the show, I can't think of his name, it was the guy, the lead from Westworld. Not Yul Brynner, but the guy who was on vacation. Yeah, and he was also in Love at First Bite as the psychiatrist.
The First Bite. That movie was funny.
He was the psychiatrist, the Jewish.
Oh,
he held out the Jewish star, and the guy goes, "Yeah, why don't you find yourself a nice Jewish girl? That doesn't work on me." But
it would be great to have a photo of David and his Care Bear.
It takes a lot of machismo to look masculine with a Care Bear glass. Okay, you have to have some Razor Ramon on that.
Oh my God!
Look at the gold. Look at my clothes. Look at me. While other people, they are living in squalor. Razor Ramon was classic with that stuff.
Yeah, he Scott just died recently.
Yeah,
last week.
Yeah. Hey, Stone Sour's here.
Hey, Stone Sour. Yeah, he just died last week. He went in for surgery.
He was supposed to get hip surgery, and something went wrong, and he had a series of heart attacks. I don't know if he even woke up. Yeah. And then they took him off the life support. And it's like, died. Oh, man, you're kidding.
That was so sad.
And we just saw, it wasn't a lot long. We saw him a couple of years ago.
At Plastic Empire,
yeah, Plastic
right?
Empire, yeah.
Yeah.
He was at Plastic Empire for a little while.
Did you have any YouTube channels that you enjoy watching? We watch we watch a lot of channels that we're not subscribed to. Like Professor Rock. We watch that. We like him a lot. There's one channel.
He's pretty interesting.
They do cheesy movies. Creature Feature. I don't know if that's the name of the channel though, but the show, they have like a show, like a TV show almost, the way it's set up. You know the one we was watching yesterday with a guy.
Newcastle After Dark?
No. It's called you remember we watched the show yesterday about the little boy Michael on the phone?
Oh, yeah.
The name of the show was Creature Feature, but I don't know if that's the name of the channel. But they have it's something like Newcastle. You start off and they tell you about the movie, but they do interviews throughout the movie, like during commercial breaks. And in Newcastle, a bunch of workout videos and other religious channels and stuff like that. To my
Stephen Moore wants to watch Knight Rider.
We got that in.
We haven't cracked it open yet, but we got the box set.
Master of Magnetism in To My. Hi.
He has the Sideshow Cylon. That's a neat series, actually.
Thank you, Stone Sour.
And Stone Sour.
Rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Making a donation to the Cat Fund.
Logic Blaster. Remember the Starman? We were talking about Starman.
I remember Starman.
The guy with the little ball and boy. He was an alien. And he had that ball that glows. Made John Carpenter's Starman film. I never saw the film though. Robin Hender's that was the guy from V. The guy from V was the main character of Starman, and he had the little boy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As the $1 million man would say, everyone has a price. You think any of the toy companies could buy you? I told David he need to sell himself out to the toy companies.
I don't think that many people know who I am.
No, nobody ever offered him anything, but the way he is, they wouldn't offer. He wouldn't sell.
I've had offers to buy out the name of the channel. I've gotten emails from some Chinese company offering to buy the name. They want to buy the channel, and they want to give me like $135 for it or something like that. I said, get out of here.
What do you buy the channel to do?
I don't know. I guess they want the name.
Why? Oh, so they could
do something else crazy. I don't know. John says he's not making fun of me. I know. He said, I'm not making fun of you. I have Looney Tunes and Pepsi glasses. No, I know. I'm just playing around.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Monster Diesel.
Watched a classic movie the other day. 2001:
A Space Odyssey. It's a good film, although most people don't understand the ending at all. You have to kind of read the book to get it.
We saw one yesterday when Michael calls. That's the one we were watching. When Michael calls the little boy.
Okay.
That's the one we were watching. I'm glad that Open by Chance is honest with reviews.
I try.
Yes, We need a Over by Chance cinematic universe. Sure.
Yeah, people get mad at me sometimes when I do the reviews, or if I review a figure or something like that, and they're like, "You can't do that." No, why not? Nobody paid me for the review. I think you can tell when somebody's getting paid for the review or they get the thing free.
Yeah, I love Mondo quality, and I collect the Master of the Universe and have the Universal Monster Creature from the Black Lagoon, but I am frustrated. There are no more figures. Yeah.
They have the license.
Yeah, and
they do have the license, Mondo, and also sometimes Mondo tends to be real slow. If you recall, when they started doing the Masters of the Universe 1/6 scale figures, it was 6 months apart before they would make another announcement. So time will tell. Maybe they'll get back to it.
I know, because when they did the Creature from the Black Lagoon, I was like, oh yeah, okay, now they have the license. We're gonna get some good quality stuff. You know, it's gonna come out. And then I got it, and now what was that, like a year or 2 years ago that came out? Maybe because of COVID. I don't know.
That's the go-to excuse now.
Maybe because of COVID.
No, it's gone. That doesn't exist anymore. Now you have to say it's because of Russia.
I don't know, but I know it's been over a year.
Suddenly it's gone. Even the stickers are gone. We were just in the store today, and then the floor stickers for the social distancing are missing suddenly. So yeah, it's just like, oh no, we're done with that.
Well, I hope they get back to it, because I thought, like I said, that one, I was like, okay, now we're gonna go down this road, and like he said, they are slow, but I think like every 6 months they would come out with a new.
It's kind of like Bandai with the Tamashii Nations. I mean, Bandai will crank out SH Figure Arts stuff, but the Tamashii Nation stuff, it's like every 6 months.
Yeah, but it's been almost 2 years, I think, since that Creature from the Black Lagoon came out. And if they come back with it, I think I'm gonna get back on that track, because I do like those figures, but I don't really want too much more of a lot of stuff. I don't know.
William Randall wants to know how you start a YouTube channel and what kind of equipment you need. Well, right now we're using a just like a conference camera.
Yeah,
that's
webcam.
Sitting up on top of it, but we have a portable camcorder.
Yeah, handheld
that we take around and we upload, and then you have to have a studio suite for editing, and then you can upload the videos to YouTube. You have to buy some equipment, and camcorders. If you get an HD camera, you can get a pretty decent HD camera for not too much. If you're going to get a 4K camera, it's going to get real expensive.
A lot of people just use their cell phones.
Yeah, some people use their cell phones. You just got to experiment with it, because it takes a while before you start actually building an audience.
Yeah, it does. That's the hard part, is building an audience, getting people to watch it, getting people to like it. And you have to have over 1,000 subscribers before you get monetized.
I think so. They keep changing. I think it was 1,000, then 12, and then 1,400, and then you have to have a certain number of views plus subscribers, and they get all these rules. And it's real funky. And then they take the biggest slice of the pie anyway, because between Google AdSense and YouTube, they end up taking like 80% of the ad revenue anyway. So you don't get much. We have the little ads on there, and I get a little change for it, but I don't get much out of it.
Yeah, you gotta have like millions of subscribers and millions of views before you can see real money. So,
and then it gets put right back into it anyways, because if like we just got to the shows, and that wasn't cheap. So
and then we bought this camera right here last year, so we could do better this
live
streams.
Yeah.
So you got to get the lighting. It's a lot involved.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Stone Sour says he heard Dan gets paid for his quote reviews. I've heard that too. You know who he's talking about.
Yeah. Yes, the old WWF characters, $1 Million Man. Today he'd need to be adjusted for inflation. The $1 Billion Man.
And he had some great what do they call them, vignettes? Those little shorts. Razor Ramon had some great ones. Macho Man had some great ones. And $1 Million Man did too. One of my favorites for $1 Million Man is the one where he pays the guy under the table at the YMCA pool to throw all the kids out. He told everybody the pool was closed and kicked him out, and then he's in the pool by himself. That was hilarious.
Master Magnetism said, did we try that auction app, whatnot?
No. I've heard of it, but I haven't tried it.
And do you know how much bank you'll get if David made a calendar? We could get him in a calendar and get some Speedos on him. And he can hold some plushies.
Oh my
and God. Like every month he got a different plushie or something like that, or a Care Bear glass
with some pops.
Yeah,
Funko Pops,
or different action figures, and you never know, you might get some good money.
Logic Blaster said Mego's doing a bunch of Universal Monsters and Hammer Horror. That's what they needed to do. They needed to get away from the TV character stuff because that's kind of what hurt them in the 70s and 80s anyways. Because people are saying, why are they doing that? Mego's always done that. I mean, come on. They had a line of Love Boat action figures in 1980. Okay? They made the Love Boat. And back then, adults weren't collecting that stuff. Now it would work. But back then, it didn't work. But the sci-fi and horror stuff is really a better wheelhouse for Mego.
Really said, do you have any factory errors? He got a NECA Sarah Connor with 2 left arms. I don't think I do.
I don't think so.
Well, no, I mean, I got a statue one time, and it didn't come with one of the hands. And you just email them back, hey, I didn't get a hand. They send you a hand in the mail. But I don't think I ever got anything that was like 2 left feet or, you know, upside down, something another, or painted wrong. No.
Action Figure Academy says he needs a toy company, and welcome aboard, Action Figure Academy. Thanks for joining us tonight. We need a toy company to produce fully articulated 6, 7, or 12-inch figures of the Herculoids. I mentioned them earlier.
Yeah.
They were done. They were done in I forget what scale it is, but they were like SDCC exclusives. They're expensive as God knows what now. It's insane. Oh, Fandom says sell all your Funkos and then you can get a studio set. Yeah, come on. Sell them to Goodwill. Goodwill sells. Spiro, the deluxe 10-inch Spiro at Goodwill.
Today.
$75 they had on that thing.
Yeah, the 10-inch one, the big one.
Are you nuts? I mean, Goodwill and their pricing, I'll tell you what.
Well, it was a GameStop exclusive.
Yeah, and I looked it up on eBay, and even with the shipping, you can get it for $50. I mean,
Logic Blaster. I started my channel just using my phone.
Yeah.
And only later got a laptop so I could do more sophisticated editing and stuff.
Yeah, and it's a step-by-step process. You know, you can only do what you can do.
Really say.
And Stone Sour, when $1 Million Man told a kid to dribble a basketball 10 times, and once the kid got to 9, Ted kicked the ball. I remember that one.
Wow.
I remember that. Oh, doing good, kid. I'll get the 9. He kicked it. I remember that. Oh, too bad.
Hey,
I do remember that. Ruben Federico, you guys are the best. Always look forward to your videos. Thank you.
I like the Pixel Dan, but he's really behind on his Masters of the Universe reviews, and he doesn't reply to his fans. I've been watching Retro Toy Escapades, and I like him, but I've never heard of that.
Dan didn't do a review until Mattel sends him one for free. And
if he doesn't get one,
if he does have to go out and buy it, he will bitch through the whole video about it.
Oh, yes, that's not nice.
He will. I'm sorry. He's like, I had to go out and find this one and pay for it myself. No, I don't want to get in a feud with Pixel Dan.
No, we don't.
I don't. I'm just playing.
You ain't. Anyway, I'm thinking of investing in a Mego superheroes action figure movies. Huh? What does that mean? I figure if people will pay top dollar for Lego movies,
I see.
why not Mego movies?
I see.
Okay. Oh, hey, guy. Hey, Kaiser.
Kaiju is here.
Might even invest in a Beanie Babies movie.
It's
I don't
too
know
late
about
for that.
One.
That ship has sailed.
They had a Beanie Babies and the Pound Puppies movie, didn't they? A Pound
Puppies
cartoon.
had a Saturday morning cartoon
Yeah.
show, but Beanie Babies, I think that boat has sailed. I think it's too late for that. Yeah. King Simba says, "You're so knowledgeable about action figures. I wish I could bring you around when I'm negotiating with purchases. I often feel like people try and cheat me or pull a fast one."
You don't want him to come.
That's when you get out the trusty cell phone.
You don't want him to come along.
Hold on a second, and then you look in eBay completed auctions and start figuring out what it's actually worth.
You don't want him to come along. You won't buy nothing. You leave.
Oh, Kaiser said there's some lag.
Oh, settle it with the boxing.
Settle it in the boxing ring.
Hey, you two. I love your channel and collection. Thanks for all your great YouTube videos. Thank you.
And that's
Meyer
Greenblatt.
Greenblatt.
Is it Mayer or Meyer?
Meyer
Greenblatt.
Because it's like the Myers grocery store.
Yeah, thank you for that.
There's a podcast called Peg Warmers that did a retrospective on the 90s Land of the Lost Toys. It's the 70s show never got a toy line.
Yeah, they did merchandising. Sid and Marty Krofft.
Land of the Lost.
Yeah, it's a 90s remake show. Got action figures, but the original Land of the Lost, Sid and Marty Krofft did franchise, but they didn't make action figures of anything. They had, lunch boxes, party supplies, and puppet theaters, and hand puppets and stuff like. I used to have a set of the HR puppets, hand puppets. They did stuff like that, but they didn't do actual action figures of any of their characters.
We watch a lot of channels that are recommended, and we're like, because they always come up. If you watch this, you're gonna watch that, and we'll watch stuff like that
sometimes. And then you watch their recommended channel, and you're like, "What is this?
Yeah, why are you recommending that?" Exposing fraud collectors in their stores on the scene sounds like a great idea to me. Get out the camera, put it in the work. Will Ferrell, Land of the Lost should have to the 70s series. They even got the two kids to make cameos.
Yeah,
hey Johnny.
Johnny Future is here. Driving for a while, but I'm listening. Cannot comment. Had to pull over. Oh, take it easy. Eyes on the road there.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Logic Blaster says he likes watching
2 Set Toys channel.
Okay, no, it shifted up and I lost my place. Lose track of what I'm looking at. John,
we were watching one today. I don't know who it was, but the guy, he had these Maji case, you remember, with all of the studio statues in it, but the Maji case had those posters on it. It was like
they're doing that now. They're making backdrops for those cases professionally.
Yeah, those are nice. And the way he had it set up was real nice. I don't know his name, because like I said, we just kind of turn it on, and if it's recommended and the thumbnail looks nice, usually watch it.
Oh, King Simba says, Lady Pop, I never knock what people collect their value. I met someone that collects cereal boxes, and I must admit she had them all displayed on shelves with good lighting. It looked good, strange.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you can't. I mean, if it makes you happy and it's not hurting anybody, what can you say about it? Because I see a lot of people do trash talk people, what people collect. And it's like, and it's something that she always says, if they didn't pay for it, then they don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
Basically.
They don't. And I mean, it's to me, and I told our oldest boy, Warren, when he was collecting stuff and he just had it in the room. And I'm like, clean it up, put it on the shelf, make it look nice, make it look presentable, because it's your stuff. Treat it with respect. Treat it like it's $1 million. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to collect, I have an aunt, she collects thimbles and spoons. When you know how when you go places and you come back with those thimbles and spoons.
Yeah.
But then she had it all nice and organized on the shelf. and you can see, where it came from. That was her thing. That's your thing. Just make it look presentable and nice and keep it clean so that if somebody come by, who cares if they like it or not, they could be like it because you can see it and it makes you feel. Mm-hmm.
If I had an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Oh yeah, I remember that song.
Yep.
Okay, driving. I think it started a monster now. Someone just private messaged me to invest in Funko Pop movie.
Contact the president of Funko. He'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Apparently, it is lagging somewhat. I must be YouTube because we're even seeing a little flickering on our end. I mean, we're not. There doesn't seem to be a break, but we're seeing like a flickering here.
Yeah.
And I think it's something with YouTube.
Kai says join Mark Zuckerberg in the Funkoverse. Yeah, because he has the metaverse. They want people to live in it. It's like that movie. Wasn't that the movie with what's the little short guy that played Jack Reacher? What's his name? Tom Cruise. Wasn't that the movie where everybody had on the headset? They were hooked up to the headset, and then another version of them walked around.
No, that was
What movie was that? That was Tom Cruise.
That was not Tom Cruise.
Oh, that was Christian
Bale. It was not Christian Bale. The more you do that, the further away I get from the answer.
Oh Lord.
It was Bruce Willis.
That was Bruce Willis.
It was Bruce Willis, and it was something Avatar. It was Bruce Willis. He was the detective, and it looked just like him. And he was like laying in a bed. Everybody was laying in beds. And
no, because he didn't have one.
Around. He did have one.
Well, this movie, the guy didn't have one, and every time you come in the store, they say, "Hey, Billy, we got the new cereal."
Oh no, they were. No, that was Minority Report. That was Minority Report. There were no avatars in Minority Report, but everything scanned your eye.
And what was the one that had the headset on? And then everybody was sleeping in the bed with the headset.
That was Bruce Willis.
Oh, that was Bruce Willis?
Yeah, that was with Bruce Willis.
Well, it was something. I'm having some lag as well. David, who's your favorite G.I. Joe?
Oh, jeez.
I like the Baroness.
She likes the Darling! Who's my favorite
I got trash talk for keeping my TVC Star Wars MOC. I don't know what that means. It was on YouTube.
Mid-talk card.
Oh, mid-talk card. And I told the guy to...
If you paid for it, you collect it however you want.
Exactly. If you want to take it out of the package, you take it out of the package. That's your money spent. That's what I don't get with people. Why they feel like they have a right to invade your life with their beliefs and thoughts.
And hammer you with it. At that, they can't even just tell you, oh, I like this better. They got to beat you over the head with it.
Yeah, and then slam you because you like chocolate ice cream and they like vanilla, and the world should like vanilla.
I like Beachhead and Flint.
Oh yeah,
on the original show. Yeah, Flint's all right.
I guess
Flint's all right. Beachhead is all right, but they're the only.
Treat Beachhead wrong though.
They do, especially about the deodorant. That was funny though.
I don't remember
that. And the rise of Serpentor, and they were trapped, for hours. And when they dug him out, I think was he in there with Shipwreck? I can't remember. And he comes out, he says, Beachhead, later on we got to talk about your deodorant. He goes, what deodorant?
Did you see the Batman deleted scene? Yes,
we were talking about that earlier.
If so, what did you think of his look?
He felt like an older version of the Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Joker. To me,
he did.
Like maybe Heath Ledger version had an accident because all the scars.
Yeah, the head, the fingernails, the face all scarred up. That's what he felt like. I think I like his projection. I like his I like the way that character portrayed her. What made me kind of nervous, because I really do like Joaquin Phoenix. And they talked about making another movie with Phoenix, and he agreed. So it's like, okay, for guy fit in really well, but then if you do one with Joaquin Phoenix, are you going to have two different things going on? You know?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little DC multiverse of madness thing going.
Yeah, like you have 6 movies with the Joker featuring Joaquin Phoenix, and 6 movies of the Batman, and every time Joker's in it is this guy. You know?
Yeah, or what are you doing? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, because both of them seem like they did a good job. So I don't know, but I did like it. It was hard to understand what he was saying, and it was because of the microphone, because he was talking through that glass, and that was a good effect. You know, having him talk through the glass like if you're in a real prison and you're talking through glass.
Yeah, and that's because that's true, because it was hard to understand him. But if you ever visited anybody in jail and had to pick up the little phone or whatever, it sounds like crap. You can't understand what they're saying. What was that question?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, where was it? Oh, yeah, Ridley Cinema. Who's the goofiest G.I. Joe? Who do I don't know who's the goofiest. I'll say the ones I don't like. I don't like Quick Kick.
Oh God, he
Quick
gets on
Kick
your
is
nerves.
annoying.
He is.
All the impersonations and stuff.
I don't like the guy who's the pacifist.
Oh, yeah, the
what's his name? He's the medic.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What was his name?
I don't know his name, but I don't care for him, because it's like, why did you join?
Because they all mercenaries. They're not really a military unit.
Yeah, and
the Cobra's the real military unit. they got dental insurance and everything, but the GI Joes are like a bunch of renegades. That's probably one of the reasons. That's probably why I like Beachhead and Flint, because they're the only military-minded people. Beachhead's always like, "Why aren't you at your post? Why are you late for your duty station? Aren't you supposed to be doing this?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, Roadblock does a lot of that too. Hey, you two are supposed to be doing what right now?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell who's. A lot of them are mercenaries.
And Duke.
Yeah, Duke's in the military.
But they rarely ever showed Duke.
The other one I didn't like was Chuckles.
I don't know.
Running around making a goofy laugh and throwing stuff. And Big Lob. I didn't care for Big Lob because he spent too much time talking to himself.
I don't know those people. Yeah, I have to keep reminding myself not to share collection items online to some groups, as they're always that one person who has to ask, why would you buy that? Because it's your money.
Eric Peter Carlson.
Buy what you want to buy.
Ask them why they have to comment. You know, we got a comment a few days ago. Mm-hmm. I forget which video it was, but he commented. He says, "If future generations will look back on," I'm trying to remember exactly how he put it. Paraphrase a little bit here. Future generations will look back on collectors like you people with disdain for the amount of money that you wasted on toys and action figures. Why are you watching collector channels?
And what do you care? What are you doing with your money?
Nothing.
Yeah, and that's the thing that always get me with people. And I hate going on, because this is not what this channel is about. But you see this a lot. You know, you buy yourself a new car, you got a new house, mm-hmm. You have more kids in society. You're spending. You could be feeding homeless or feed the homeless and cook food for them with the money that I bought. You know, so you can't really tell people what to do and not to do with their funds.
Yeah. Sorry if we lost you. Sorry if anybody lost us there real quick, because we just got a prompt that says unstable connection. So some of that might have been cut off.
Yeah. Magnetism asked if we were going to see Morbius. I don't know what
Morbius, the living vampire.
Oh.
It's a Marvel film. It's supposed to be another dark story.
Oh,
it might be good. It might be good.
We saw some good clips for upcoming movies while we were at the theater. Let's see. Have you seen the Baywatch? No.
With especially with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I don't like him, and I don't support nothing he does.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I can't find a Batman movie online. Too lazy. Well, you gotta wait until it comes out on DVD.
Yeah.
Then, have you seen the new 12-inch scale Batmobile from the movie?
From Jada?
From Jada? If so, I have one. I have it.
She picked up one from Jada Metals.
From
Yeah,
Walmart.
Master of Magnetism saying chopping. Yeah, I know. It is I don't know how bad that's getting.
We might have to push the power button.
Uh-oh. Is that the one you're talking about?
This ain't 12 inches though, but there's the one from Jada. I got it from Walmart? I think.
Oh, King Simba wants to know, did I hear about Todd McFarlane in an interview on Shardamus Prime YouTube channel? He made headlines for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I'd heard something about that. That he had made some kind of comment about female characters that wasn't in action films. It wasn't received very well. But then the big question, I didn't watch that, so I don't know exactly what he said. But a lot of people had made the argument, was he wrong? Was he wrong about what he said, or just that people didn't want to hear it? I don't know. But I didn't see the interview. But I do know that Todd McFarlane, I have met him. He can be pretty smug, so I could see him putting his foot in his mouth pretty easily.
Sequential geek. People may in the future have disdain for collectors today, given the uber extreme reaction cancel culture. For example, people can react just like McCarthy era by rejecting plastic. It is speculative. Getting a lot of lag here too.
Yeah.
Oh, I recently discovered the channel Mad Hatter. I've seen Mad Hatter. I like him, but he uses too much foul language.
Yeah.
So I don't watch him often because I've tried watching him before and he curses a lot. But he has a lot of stuff that I would like to see, but I don't want to sit through all that.
Yeah, so we don't like a lot too much foul language. And yeah, I'm sorry about the lag. That's it's a YouTube issue because we're getting we've gotten a couple of flashes, actually a couple of prompts from YouTube saying that they were having problems.
Yeah.
So it figures.
Yeah, we might have to.
Meyer says that he likes Jada too, and he's talking about a Spin Master Batmobile that fits the 12-inch figures.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that.
No, we haven't seen that
in the store yet. If you want to keep the innocence of Wizard of Oz intact, don't look up Tom McFarlane's Twisted Land of Oz.
Oh yeah.
Where I wish they did more with the characters.
Stalker, Recondo, Dusty Snowjob, Frostbite, Rock and Roll, Breaker, and Footloose from G.I. Joe. Yeah. Well, they did do an extended bit with Dusty. That was that 2-parter where he became a double agent. If you remember that.
Yeah.
So they did do that. But I mean, keep in mind that they had 4 or 5 like made for TV animated films. Because those 5-parters were actually movies, made for TV movies that were broken up into parts when the show came out. And then when you add those together with the show, you've only really got like 2 seasons of programming. So they didn't get that far. And then when they brought the show back, it was garbage.
Yeah.
We tried to watch that second one, and it was like, oh my God, is it written for like 5-year-olds or what happened?
We seen the one that was on like Comedy Network or something, and that one wasn't bad. It was like an hour long. That one was pretty good. King Simba, Todd owes you big time, David, because you saved him from the friend that wanted to knock him out.
Mike style. Yeah, you remember that story. That's true. That guy was going to punch him. Todd probably doesn't even know what happened behind the scenes there. But yeah, that guy was going to punch him out at the Great Eastern Conventions. Todd makes people mad. Yeah. I'm telling you.
That's why I sold off my DC Multiverse with Fallen stuff and collected it twice, and the figures being pre-posed in the package, and then you have to take them out. Some of
The
the
joint
joints snap
snap.
off. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that McFarlane's action figure quality is about as bad as NECA or worse,
Really?
and that they break apart or
Mm.
they don't move well, and paint application chips off, and same crap that you hear about Mezco, but nobody's going to change it. I mean, it's and for what you're paying for, McFarlane figures they're not, and they're about half the price of the Mezco stuff. Not
Yeah.
Mezco, NECA. I mean, they're a quarter of the price of
Yeah, because
Mezco.
NECA went up because when they were first starting off, they were like $24.
They've been inching up.
Now they're nearly 40.
And they have addressed their quality control issues.
Mm.
Never. They always blow it off. So don't expect them to change anything anytime soon. Oh, Four Feathers.
Hey, Four Feathers.
Wanted to stop by and say hi, guys. I love your channel. Keep up the good work. Got to go having dinner with the family.
Yay!
Okay. And that's important.
Family time.
Yeah, you can always catch us on the flip side.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the debate between Retro Blessing and Toy Guru?
No, we didn't see that.
That was interesting. No, I've watched. Let me see. Is Toy Guru? No, that's not the guy. I was thinking about Speculative something. The guy that always tells you like the history of a character or a TV show.
Oh, Sequential Greek is saying hello. I guess he got confused.
Hey,
there was a couple of gaps. YouTube put a prompt on our end that said that, and I mentioned that earlier, that they're having problems, and so we might have been in the middle of like responding to your comment, and we kept going, but YouTube didn't, and just kind of got lost there. So if you missed something, just let us know what it was, and we'll try to elaborate a little bit.
Who besides me remember Chuck Norris Karate Commandos?
I have the entire Kenner series. The cartoon, you mean?
Hey Lee.
Sorry. Hey Lee Ballforth, how you doing?
Say hey to Lee.
Sure. I remember it was another one season or wonder. It was an after school cartoon series, and there was a Kenner action figure series associated with it. And of course, like most cartoon action figure series at the time, the toys didn't sell, so they pulled the show. Same thing that happened to Rambo. Same thing that happened to the Kenner Swamp Thing. Inhumanoids. If the toys aren't flying off the shelves, the show's gone. That's it. And
go ahead. I wanted to say something to Kaiser when you get done.
I do actually have the entire Kenner Karate Commandos action figure series.
And Kaiser, I wanted to let you know I think it was you, I'm almost sure. You recommended Batman the Halloween special. I did watch the cartoon, and it was really good. Thank you for recommending that. Batman Long Halloween. That was it. I got both discs, and that was good. And if you watch that, a lot of the things that were said in that movie was in the Batman movie. They took some of the story or plot, and they actually said some of the same lines were in the Batman movie. So that was good, and I like the premise of that one. I thought it was good. The YouTube guys hate you. Have you seen the Hasbro Indiana Jones?
No, I'm not familiar with that. And Indiana Jones 4 was a mistake, and it's starting to look like 5's going to be a mistake. I hope they don't blow it. I mean, even Harrison Ford said that it needs to end. So, I mean, I don't know. Because I'm a fan of the Indiana Jones. The first 3 films, I like the first 3 films. And I remember the Chronicles, which you can never find that. The Indiana Jones Chronicles was well done. 4 didn't feel right, and 5 doesn't look like it's going in the right direction, but we'll see how it goes.
Master Diesel.
Master Magnetism wants to know if you're into the Toxic Crusader figures.
Yeah, I saw that. No, I don't have any. I used to watch it on TV, but I'm not, I haven't gotten into it, and I'm kind of afraid to look and start something else because, like I said earlier, I'm trying to back away. But no, I never got. Didn't you just recently picked up a Toxic Crusader? Or we saw one somewhere?
We saw it at we saw the Super 7 one, I think, at a show.
Okay. Can't kill you like the Jada has another one. With
Big
the
Bad
lights
Toy
and
Store.
all that. Yeah, from Big Bad Toy Store. LPH, okay, you said you skipped one of
Yeah,
the
I was
best
still having
animated
YouTube
Batman
issues
movies
here.
in a while. Yeah, that one was actually the Joker one on Netflix. Who was the Joker? The Batman Who Laughs? Was that it? The one
Yeah,
with
weird because it's like only the second half of the animated Batman Who Laughs is from the Batman, not Batman Who Laughs, the Killing Joke.
Yeah, that's what
But
it was. The Killing Joke.
only the second half of that is actually from the Killing Joke. The first half of it, it's like, what is this?
Zombies here.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, YouTube is having connectivity problems.
Yeah. Silverhawks, Cyberhawks, just rip-offs of Thundercats. Thoughts?
Well, the Silverhawks and Thundercats were produced by the same company. And as were Tiger Sharks. Although I think the same animated company did all three. Tiger Sharks and Thundercats were made by LJN, but Silverhawks were actually done by Kenner, the original ones. So we turned into robots. I don't know how we sound or look right now. We're sorry about that. Yeah, bad YouTube. No kidding. But we're getting the prompt that's saying that they're having problems. We even got cut off a couple of times here. It's a shame.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what I'm paying for. Internet connection. Well, no, it's not the internet connection. It's YouTube. Yeah, Logic Blaster says there's some really cool episodes of the Indiana Jones deep series. There's one where he's flying around in biplanes and he meets the Red Baron. Yeah, the Indiana Jones Chronicles, where he's having the flashbacks, where he sits there like on a park bench, kind of like Tom Hanks in what was that movie?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah, where he's sitting there telling his life stories like a really old man, and he's telling these adventures from when he was younger. And people are like, "Yeah, sure, Grandpa," but he's really telling the truth.
Are you collecting any Gargoyle by NECA? I'm not, and I'm sure David's not going to get any.
No, I might be interested in the original. I used to have the original Gargoyles figures, but I don't have them anymore.
David, I hope you know that you would make an identical Count Dracula.
Count Dooku.
Dooku.
By Christopher Lee. Count Dooku is from Star Wars.
They're gonna make a Riddler movie?
Really?
If they use that same guy.
Thoughts on the Riddler movie? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I think Gorsham's the only real Riddler, but
who's
you know,
that?
From Batman 60. Oh yeah, that guy was nuts in that movie,
really?
in that show. He was fantastic.
I mean, if they use the same guy and don't make him like a comedy, don't make it like a comedy, it might be okay. You know, Marvel did movies where they took one character, pulled them out, and made movies. Now they didn't do that with Hawkeye. Was Hawkeye the one with the bow and arrow? Yeah, that was Hawkeye. No, but I'm saying they didn't do that with Widow. They didn't do it with Falcon. But some people, they took out that and made a whole movie about them to explain who they are and what they're about.
Yeah.
So I guess DC could do the same thing with the villains.
Ridley Cinema says he doubt they get a Sean Connery cameo, but it'd be nice and sweet if they film something in secret before his passing.
He's already dead.
Yeah, before he died.
Sean Connery already dead.
I know, but they could CGI it. They could fake it now. They could deep fake that.
Dooku and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Christopher Lee as the evil wizard. Christopher Lee was around for a long time. He was around for a long time.
And How about your feelings on the possibility of the Indy 6-inch line?
I don't know. And again, I don't know if they're going to bury that franchise. A lot of franchises have been getting killed lately.
Mm-hmm.
They've been getting ruined by the way that they've been getting abused by the license holders. And it looks like Indiana Jones is about to get killed too. People, it's like there's this joke, this meme where they have death, and he's going from door to door. The door, there's like this puddle of blood, and it says on the door Star Trek, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and then he's knocking on the next door,
Mm-hmm.
and it's whatever the next franchise is, and that's what it feels like. And it's something like I was planning on talking about in a future discussion kind of panel.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is viewing them as franchises. When these things came out, when Star Wars first came out, it was a cultural phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at it as a franchise and trying to keep the franchise alive so you can make money on it
Mm-hmm.
instead of putting the love into it that made it a cultural icon,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to be trash anyway.
Yeah.
And it's going to have its ups and downs. Sometimes people will get it right, like Mandalorian kind of saved the franchise for Star Wars, but everything else they've done, they've screwed up. And people are, you get tired of seeing them screw up this stuff and ruining something that probably never should have been touched in the first place.
Ram says, what are your thoughts on the modern elbow and knee articulation versus the 90s and early 2000s articulation?
If they do the whole thing, I do like that, and they don't always, if they give it a double joint, because, a lot of times, you got your elbow bend will go to like right there. You got your L, and the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with the knees. But with that extension now, you can get the full like double jointing, so that you get the full extension in the elbow and full extension in the knees.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see more of that. Mezco does a lot of that, but sometimes they still cheat you. They still skimp on it. And they even on the 6 scale figures, they'll cheat you, and you'll get like a partial bend in the arm, even though you get full articulation in the knee.
Mm-hmm.
They did that with Mezco's Ghostbusters set. They only the arms only bend to here, and then barely, because the costume is so bulky. You can only get about that much bend out of it, so they can't even reach for their neutral wands. And a lot of people were real pissed about that. Never mind the fact the backpacks don't even fit. They really blew it with the Ghostbusters set. But yeah, you didn't see a lot of that. Problem is, you're going to pay for it. If they're going to add a lot of articulation, you're going to pay more.
Yeah. John says Marvel don't seem to have any villains that could hold a movie, but DC seems to have some interesting villains.
Yeah.
That can be in a movie by themselves, and you can tell how did they get that way. What happened to them.
Yeah, and John McJunkin's making the argument that Marvel doesn't seem to have villains. Yeah, you were saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from maybe Doctor Doom, if they can do it with Loki, but then they they did that to take so that they could put it on other, not Thor, but on Thanos.
Oh,
but or other villains, whatever villain they're working with. They can't say we can't just have Loki be the only interesting villain, so we'll turn him into a buffoon instead. Now all of a sudden Loki's getting his ass kicked all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
People are playing practical jokes on him, and it's like, what the hell happened to Loki? Although I have not seen the Loki show, I did not see the show, but they have the potential to do a good Marvel villain. And for some reason they don't. They're really not producing good Marvel films now either. Not since
like Endgame.
Yeah, not since Endgame. And Guardians. Hopefully, Guardians will be all right. The next one, because it's going to be a 3. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, they burned it with Eternals, and they burned it with Secret of the Rings, and we'll have to see what happens.
But David, we need all the political messaging for the people who don't bother to watch the movies anyway for representation, I guess.
Yeah, that's part of the problem too. Everybody's got to stick their finger in your pie.
Figures need the proper size ball pegs The double joints, non-ugly articulation.
Yeah.
Shogun Warriors movie.
Kurt Barlow, Shogun Warriors.
Can't stand it. I think
that'd be
makes
interesting.
The figures look ugly unless they're wearing clothes like Mego. I would love to see movies about the backgrounds of character Lando and Leia and other Jedi masters.
And they tried that. They did that with like Solo movie, Star Wars Solo, where they kind of did the background of Han Solo and Chewbacca. And that actually wasn't a bad film. But at that point, people were too burned out with Star Wars. Disney was cranking Star Wars films out and not giving people a break. And it kind of got lost. Like the Solo movie and what was the other one that they did? The Rebel One. I'm trying to remember the title of the name, the title of the film. Rogue One. Rogue One weren't bad films, but it got overshadowed by all the production that went into their new trilogy that people ended up not liking.
Logic said that Loki wasn't a bad series. It's probably the best. Zom says, how is the Mattel Hasbro distribution in your area? Terrible up here in Edmonton, Canada does get some new stuff, but the pricing is getting so high.
Yeah, prices are creeping up here too. Yeah, R.I.P. Canada, Kaiser says.
Yeah. But, you don't hear about Canada for a while.
Yeah, they quieted down after the protest. But yeah, I don't know. It's not, because we're not really looking for Star Wars stuff. We don't see much in the way of Legends. We saw tons of what was it? The Eternals Legends. Nobody was buying them.
Yeah, that it was a lot of
nobody was buying them.
And I still got a few of those rings in the store. Those ring figures.
Oh yeah, and that stuff came out like way too early. It came out way too early. I mean, distribution. We still got bare shelves, and it's picking up a little bit. The Hasbro. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mattel Masters Universe.
Yeah, that's starting to fill up.
It's starting to fill up.
Yeah, a lot of GI Joe, a lot of Transformer and Ninja Turtle. The new whatever wave of whatever that is with Ninja Turtles. There's a lot of that now.
And the GI Joe classifieds, I think, are starting to pop up in the Walmart because people aren't buying them anymore because O-rings are back, and that's what everybody's been wanting forever. Ridley says, if I repeat a question you missed, get flagged for spam. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I paid $100 just to see Star Wars versus Battlestar Galactica movie. That would be awesome.
George Lucas sued the producers of Battlestar Galactica.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he said they were trying to copy him. And it's not the same. It really isn't.
No, it's not.
It's not the same. But he was just being petty. He sued everybody back in the day. George Lucas, you wonder why George Lucas was so thin back in the day? It's because he was running around suing everybody. None of the lawsuits saw any fruition, but it's still a hassle for those smaller operations.
All these toy collectible companies showing so much, but so much is pushed back with delays, and they keep showing more and more. It's all going to rain hard one day.
Yeah, well, McFarlane sure is hitting the shelves, isn't he?
Yeah.
That stuff gets out. If your collections went small soldiers on you guys, would you survive? Sure, we take good care of our stuff. Inhumanoids needs a movie. I don't know.
Didn't they have?
It was a cartoon, but it didn't hold up. Again, if no one's watching the show got canceled. That's why the Swamp Thing Saturday morning cartoon only had 5 episodes. The toys weren't selling, and Kenner pulled the plug.
Okay.
Inhumanoids versus Shogun Warriors. I don't know about that. Let me
There's
see.
a lot of
There's a
figures
lot of
being-
figures being pumped up, but they don't release until mid next year. Slow down. And it's wave after wave after wave. And I think that's what wears a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Is it's like, give us a chance to catch our breath. And, you know, you can get stretched pretty thin. You can get stretched pretty thin. And I think that's finish a line. That's it.
Yeah. You don't have to
That's
worry
really
about
it.
something else coming out next week or next month.
Yeah. But anyways, we're probably going to go ahead and sign off because it's unfortunately, we kind of did this spontaneously just to see if anyone was out there and say hi, because we haven't done a live in a while. But YouTube is having so many problems.
Issues. Yeah. Hopefully the next week I don't think we'll be on because we'll be at that show.
Yeah,
but
Saturday we'll be on the show.
Maybe we'll be on. So many Mezcos and
Mezco's way behind. Where's that 89 Batman?
Yeah, you ordered
it's over a year.
Wow.
It's over a year.
Yeah, Super 7 is way behind. But they did send out an email. They got 3 waves of stuff that's being released. That's gonna start shipping in the next week or so. But again, we hope y'all have a good week.
Yeah, and we'll schedule it next time.
Yeah. Tell y'all in advance.
Tell y'all in advance, and hopefully there won't be any issues like we had today with the with YouTube and their connectivity. Yeah, Zom says gonna check out the internet. YouTube sucks today, apparently. Yeah. Well, we'll see. But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all again soon.
Okay.